If you're an author, an entrepreneur, a coach, a small business person, an expert, and you want to use webinars to generate income for you and your business, then you have come to the right place. I'm Tamara Monosoff, #1 Amazon bestselling business author and creator of the Make Money with Free Webinars program. And I'm just going to share a few tips with you right now to get started that are part of my bigger program. But these are some questions that I had, and I'm sure that you can benefit from these answers too. So one is, how do you get people to show up for your webinar? And number two is, what are realistic expectations for the number of sales that you can generate during your webinar? So these are questions I had, so I'm going to just take a couple minutes and share some slides with you and answer them for you, and I hope this information serves you well. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. So to the question about how do we get more people to show up to our free webinars? One of the most effective ways that I have found is by creating a social media graphic. But this graphic is actually special in that it includes key ingredients to get people interested and signing up for your webinar. I had over 1,500 people sign up for my webinar right here, and I'm going to show you the different pieces or ingredients to this graphic that I created. So the first piece of this is, who is this webinar for? This webinar is for authors. You can see this very clearly. So people then can immediately identify whether or not this webinar is for them. Then, if you're going to share tips or information, you want to give a concrete number and limit it to 7 because it gets to be too much for people. So I put 5 ways right here. And then the most important component of your graphic is, what's the promise? What are you telling people that you're going to deliver? And in my case, it was that I promised that they would learn 5 surprising ways to radically boost their income with their book. And so that was my promise. And the key here is to be really generous, and give your best information for people so that they really can succeed. And it's going to make them realize that, wow, if she's so generous or he's so generous with this free webinar, then the course must be amazing. Another key part is to put your photo. So if you're trying to build your visibility or credibility in your business and you want to become the go-to expert, and that's why you're leading webinars or thinking about leading webinars, which is one key strategy to doing this, then you want to put your photo in there so that people start to recognize you. This is part of your branding. And so be sure and don't be shy. Just put your photo right in there so people that, oh yeah, that's the one person that knows about and whatever your topic is. The next key ingredient is the call to action. The button here, sign up now, is telling people what you want them to do, and that's what a call of action is. And you want to make sure that your call to action always has a action verb starting out. So sign up now, register here, watch video. So you're telling people very clearly what you'd like them to do. And then you want to always make sure that your graphic includes your website, so that even if they don't sign up for your webinar, that they can go and check you out. And this is where I direct people to tamaramonosoff.com/author to income, because then they can go and get my free checklist, which is attached to my opt-in. So this is a very simple graphic that you wouldn't even think about. It only has a few words on it, but as you can see, a lot of thought went into creating this graphic. And then you can create this for yourself on Canva, which is a free tool, which I absolutely love. And you can go to Canva. For some reason, it's covered up right here. Let me see. It's just, oops. It's just canva.com, canva.com, and you can create these beautiful graphics for free. And this is truly a way, by including all these ingredients, that you're going to get your audience really interested in what you have to offer. Now, the second piece to this puzzle that I was always trying to figure out is, okay, how many people do I need to have registered? And from those people, who are going to show up? And from the people who show up, what is the number of sales that I can expect when I'm selling my other programs, or online course, or my live course, or my workshop, my retreat, my whatever it is that you are offering? What can you expect in terms of sales? So I'm going to share with you a very simple formula, and you should have already been able to download this as a freebie. And this is something that I really use. It's a great little tool, very simple. So in our industry, it's really common that when you do a webinar, a free webinar, that you can expect that only 30% of the people that register will show up. And from those people that you can convert or sell, about 5 to 8% of those people to sign up for your programs. And 8% is considered strong. Like, that is like, if you convert 8% of the people who sign up for your free webinar and show up to 8% of sales, that's very solid, good, strong sales. So here's a quick example. If you have 300 people register for your event, then 30% of that 300 is 90 people will show up, and you can expect to get about 7 sales. Of course, another determining factor is the price point for whatever it is you're offering. So if you've got something that's really inexpensive, like $27 or $47, that you might get more sales. But if you have a higher price point type course, that, let's say you're selling an online course for $297 or $497, or an actual live training, an 8-week course that's live, which may be more like $997 or $1997, you're likely going to get fewer sales at the higher price points. So that's also something to consider. Now, here's the fun part. I've created a simple webinar sales conversion calculator so that you can play with these numbers. So let's play with this right now. Based on what I just shared with you in terms of an example, we talked about having 300 registrants for your webinar, and typically about 30% of those people show up. So that would give us 90 anticipated attendees of your webinar. And I also told you that 8% is a great sales conversion rate. Now let's imagine that you have a product, let's say an online course or a workshop or something, anything that you're selling, and let's imagine that you're selling it for $297. So this is a fantastic little calculator that will share with you that in order to go based on the example I shared earlier in the slide, is that with 300 attendees registered, with 90 actually showing up, and with an 8% conversion rate at $297, you're going to need about 7 sales, and that will generate a little over $2,000. Now, this is actually 7.2, but I took off the decimal points just to make things easier, because we don't have 7.2 people show up. No, we have 7 people show up, and this is just estimates. So let's play with this a little bit. So let's imagine that we have maybe 500 people. So all you have to do, and let me just say this, make sure that you're only changing the numbers in these yellow boxes, not the green boxes, okay? So now let's imagine that you are going to increase the number of webinar registrants to 500, okay? And we're leaving this at 30%. And let's say we want to be conservative, that maybe when we're first starting out, you think that 8% is pretty high for a conversion rate of how many people are going to sign up for your program. So let's put in 5% just to be safe, okay? And then hit enter. And let's say your program that you're offering is $297. As you can see, the numbers adjusted. So 500 people registered for your event. 30%, approximately 30% are going to show up. So that's now 150 participants. And you can see that all happened automatically as you were plugging the numbers in. And now we want to be conservative and say, well, will be happy if 5% actually sign up for my program or my service or my course or whatever it is. And that price point is $297. So now you know that you need to have about 8 people sign up for your course, pay $297, and you'll earn approximately a little over $2,000. So you see how this works? This is a lot of fun for you now to get in and play. I wanted a way to visually see this because I didn't want it to remain a mystery, and I assume that this will be helpful for you too, because now it's like, okay, you can wrap your head around it, and you can see right here, you can change it. Let's say you decided the course or the first program you're going to offer is only $97. Notice you don't put the dollar sign, you just put the dollar amount, and you hit enter. And there you go. And this one you say, okay, I want to go back to 8%. I'm feeling confident. And I also think I'm going to sell more because it's a lower price point. So I'm going to say 8%, and I'm just going to hit enter. And you can see it changed the numbers now. You can certainly change these, but you can see now that at 500 registrants, at 30% rate of attendance, that brings it to 150 people actually showing up. With an 8% sales conversion rate with a product price at $97, you need to sell, or you're going to sell about 12 of these products to 12 people, and you're going to make approximately a little over $1,000, about $1,164. So I hope this tool serves you well and you have fun playing with it, and it inspires you to take action with creating your first webinar. So with that said, I just want to let you know that I do have a course called Make Money with Free Webinars, and it's a 2-hour recorded course. It is awesome, getting amazing feedback from the people who are taking this course, and I teach you how to create, lead, deliver, promote, and sell whatever it is that you offer during your live webinar with confidence. There's no salesy information. It's really done with confidence. I have a model that is so simple for you to follow. I include my exact scripts, my templates, checklists. I give you my PowerPoint slides, and I teach you how to use the technology. So you will leave just 2 hours of your time. You will leave with absolutely the knowledge that you need to successfully run your own webinar and make money from it. And you can find out more information at TamaraMonosoff.com, make-money. So TamaraMonosoff.com/make-money. And I hope that this information served you well. So now you know what to include in your social media graphic that you can post everywhere to get more people to show up. And now you have a model for what you can expect in terms of generating sales. And I'll just leave with one last point. And that is, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, with 300 people, you know, I can only expect 7 sales. But let me say this. I came from the retail world. And usually customers don't buy the first time. They need to see things at least 3 times. So keep in mind that the most important thing is getting people registered for your webinar, because then you have received their name and email, and now you can start to email them and share tips with them and information, get to know them, have them fill out a quick survey about what's important to them or what they're struggling with. And then you're really creating a long-term relationship with these people. And when they see all that you have to offer and that they've now had a chance to get to know you and all of the helpful information you're sharing, they're much more likely to sign up for your courses and your other programs that you offer. So I hope this information has served you well, and I hope that you'll check out my Make Money with Free Webinars program. Take care.